गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन। कैसे हो आप सब? आई होप सब अच्छे होंगे। कल के क्लास में हमने माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म की बात की थी कि वो कहाँ यूज़ आते हैं ह्यूमन बॉडी में, फिर मेडिसिन में कहाँ यूज़ आते हैं, फिर फूड प्रोडक्शन में कहाँ यूज़ आते हैं, फिर क्लीनिंग द एनवायरनमेंट, फर्टिलिटी, सॉइल फर्टिलिटी इंक्रीज करने के लिए। राइट, तो अभी आज के क्लास में हम देखेंगे कि ये नाइट्रोजन साइकिल कैसे वर्क कर रही है। टुडे वी विल लर्न अबाउट समथिंग कॉल्ड नाइट्रोजन साइकिल। ओके।
The nitrogen cycle. In previous classes, we learnt about the water cycle, the rock cycle. These cycles ensure that the balance of an element is maintained as it goes through various transitions. So, do you know what we will learn today? We will learn about one more type of cycle, which is the nitrogen cycle. Did you know around 78% of our atmosphere contains nitrogen? But plants and animals can't use atmospheric nitrogen directly. So how does the nitrogen cycle work? Let's find out. Plants can only take in nitrogen in the form of nitrogen compounds from the soil. But how does the soil get its nitrogen? The soil gets nitrogen through the decomposition of organic matter, through lightning, and through the nitrogen-fixing bacteria. Let's see how this happens. When dead plants and animals decompose in the soil, certain nitrifying bacteria convert the nitrogenous waste into nitrogen compounds. Lightning converts atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogen compounds that enter the soil with rainfall. There are certain nitrogen-fixing bacteria present in the soil which convert atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogen compounds. This is how plants get nitrogen compounds from the soil. But how do animals and human beings get nitrogen? They get nitrogen by consuming these plants. Now, for the nitrogen cycle to be completed, the nitrogen compounds used by plants and animals must be converted back into atmospheric nitrogen. Let's see how this happens. We know that dead animals and plants go through the process of decomposition. Next, the soil absorbs the nitrogen compounds. Then, certain denitrifying bacteria present in the soil convert these compounds back into atmospheric nitrogen. So what completes the nitrogen cycle? The process of nitrification or nitrogen fixing to create nitrogen compounds, followed by denitrification to create atmospheric nitrogen, completes the nitrogen cycle. This way, the nitrogen cycle helps maintain the balance of nitrogen in the soil and the atmosphere.
So now try to draw the flow chart of the nitrogen cycle that is in the concept term number 10, supplementary book page 13. Uh, Try to draw that flow chart in the notebook, and now we saw that how all the organisms play an important role in nitrogen fixing, and the balance between atmospheric nitrogen and compound of nitrogen in soil is maintained through the nitrogen cycle. So microorganisms are very important part of microorganism. So we have seen how microorganism can be useful to us. Do you think they are harmful also? Because have you suffered anyone from the chicken pox when you were hungry? If yes, then chicken pox is caused by the microorganism. Yes, some microorganisms can be harmful to us and cause disease in all the living organisms like human, plants, animals, and they are called pathogens. The harmful microorganisms are called pathogens. Now let us learn more about that.
Diseases caused by microorganisms in humans. Hello students, have you ever wondered what happens when you get sick? Diseases occur in humans when harmful microorganisms enter our body and multiply. Microorganisms that can cause diseases are known as pathogens or germs. In this video, we will learn about the different types of disease-causing microorganisms or pathogens, how they spread and cause infections, and how their spread can be reduced. Pathogens may be viruses, bacteria, protozoa, or fungi. Pathogens can enter our bodies when we breathe contaminated air, eat contaminated food, drink contaminated water, touch contaminated surfaces, or through physical contact, or through a carrier that carries pathogens. There are certain diseases that can spread from an infected person to a healthy person. Such diseases are known as communicable diseases. These can be transmitted through air, by sharing food or water with an infected person, or through contact with an infected person. Diseases such as tuberculosis, which is caused by bacteria, and measles, which is caused by virus, spread very easily through contaminated air. To prevent the spread of diseases that spread through air, the patient needs to be isolated from others. Diseases such as cholera and typhoid, which are caused by bacteria, can spread through contaminated water or food. To prevent the spread of diseases that spread through contaminated water or food, we must only drink boiled or treated water and consume food which is cooked and cleaned properly. Diseases such as chickenpox, which is caused by virus, spread easily through contact with contaminated surfaces or contact with an infected person. To prevent the spread of diseases that spread through contact, the patient needs to be isolated from others. Diseases can also be spread by carriers, which are insects or animals that carry microorganisms. Houseflies sit on garbage or animal excreta where pathogens stick to their bodies. When they fly and sit on uncovered food, they transfer the pathogens to it. When a person consumes such contaminated food, they get diseased. Similarly, a female Anopheles mosquito can transfer the malaria-causing protozoa Plasmodium from an infected person to a healthy person, thus causing malaria. To prevent the spread of diseases that spread through carriers, we should take measures to keep them away from our homes. We can do so by covering our food so that houseflies are unable to contaminate it. Mosquitoes breed in water. We can avoid mosquitoes by making sure that no water collects anywhere. Let's summarize what we have learned today. Diseases are caused by harmful microorganisms known as pathogens that spread through air, food, water, physical contact, or through carriers. Communicable diseases can spread from an infected person to a healthy person. They can be transmitted through air by sharing food or water with an infected person or through contact with an infected person. Diseases can be prevented by adopting suitable measures to avoid their spread. Thank you. Happy learning.
So, what are pathogens? The pathogens is an organism that can spread diseases, right? And name some diseases that is caused by bacteria. Bacteria causes many diseases like food poisoning, typhoid, cholera, etc. etc. Right? Now let's see practice question number 10, 10.1. First, filling the blanks. A is atmospheric nitrogen is converted to compound of nitrogen in the soil by dash nitrogen fixing bacteria. Atmospheric nitrogen is converted into compound by nitrogen fixing bacteria that we see in the video. Then dash is the way in which nitrogen gets fixed in the soil. Lightning जब नाइट्रोजन गैस में से पास होती है तब वो प्योरेबल फॉर्म में नाइट्रोजन को कन्वर्ट करता है सॉइल के अंदर. The dead plants and animals lead to the release of nitrogen gas. And the last one is compound of nitrogen in the soil can be taken by plants and then it will take it into their body. So this is caused by microorganisms. Microbial disease in humans. It is spread through air, water, food contact and vectors. So infected person if comes in direct contact, then vector, then food, water and air. So human can contract microbial disease through air, water, food and other physical contact with the infected person. Microbial disease transmitted through air. The tuberculosis caused by the bacteria and measles caused by the virus spread very easily through air. To prevent further spread of disease, the infected person must be isolated from the other. Cholera and typhoid are caused by the bacteria. This disease spread through contaminated water. To keep this disease from spreading, we should drink boiled water and eat food which is clean and cooked properly. Chickenpox with the contact. Disease such as chickenpox is spread through the contact with the infected person. If we touch that person, the chickenpox will transfer to us. So to prevent this disease from spreading, the patient must be isolated from others until the infection is treated. And then it is the transmission through food, which is food poisoning. Most microbial diseases that spread through water can spread through contaminated food. When the food is left outside for the long time, microorganisms can grow in it. And then flies can also spread microorganisms by sitting on the food. When this infected food is consumed, it can cause food poisoning. And then through vectors, like the female mosquito is a vector for the disease spreading like malaria, dengue. Some microbial diseases are spread through other organisms known as vector. Vectors are the carriers of diseases. Mosquito are the most common vectors. They spread diseases such as dengue, malaria and elephantiasis. And to control this disease, the growth of mosquito must be controlled. Stagnant water and garbage lead to the breeding of mosquitoes, so they should be avoided. सो माइक्रोबियल डिसीज जो पास होता है वो एयर से, वाटर से, कोई की कॉन्टेक्ट से, फूड से एंड लास्ट वन इज थ्रू वेक्टर्स. सो अगर एयर से हो रहा है, अगर कोई भी डिसीज जैसे टीबी है, मिसल्स है, तो उसके लिए हमें पेशेंट जो होता है उसको रूम में आइसोलेट करना चाहिए, क्योंकि उसके रूम के एटमॉस्फेयर में जो एयर है वो बाहर ना आए. जो वाटर में हो रहा है, कॉलेरा और टाइफाइड जैसे बैक्टीरिया वाटर की वजह से कॉलेरा और टाइफाइड हो रहा है, तो उसको बचाने के लिए कि हमें गर्म पानी बॉईल करके पानी पीना चाहिए और फूड को क्लीन करना है, वॉश करना है प्रॉपरली एंड देन वी शुड ईट. कांटेक्ट में अगर किसी को चिकन पॉक्स हुआ है तो उसको डायरेक्ट कांटेक्ट नहीं करना चाहिए, क्योंकि उसके कांटेक्ट से हमें चिकन पॉक्स हो सकता है. देन फूड पॉइजनिंग. अगर कोई फूड है जिसमें थोड़ी खराबी है, कंटामिनेटेड फूड है, तो हमें फूड पॉइजन होती है. अगर कई बार बाहर का खाना खाए तो हमें घर पे आके कई बार वॉमिटिंग हुई होगी, इफ़ यू रिमेम्बर. तो वो जो फूड होता है वो कंटामिनेटेड होता है, जिसमें ऐसे बैक्टीरिया से जो आपको डिसीज करवा सकते हैं, और उसको फूड पॉइजनिंग बोलते हैं. एंड देन लास्ट इज वेक्टर, जैसे फीमेल मॉस्किटो वो मलेरिया, डेंगू जैसे जो डिसीज के लिए जो वायरस होता है उसको स्प्रेड करती है. So these are all the microbial disease transmitted through air, water, food, direct contact and vector. Now let's see practice question. Practice question 11.1. Why should we avoid standing close to tuberculosis patient while they are coughing? जिसको ट्यूबरक्लोसिस पेशेंट है वो बैक्टीरिया से के थ्रू होता है एंड वो बैक्टीरिया इजीली एयर में ट्रांसफरेबल है। तो जो ट्यूबरक्लोसिस का पेशेंट कफ कर रहा है उनके बाजू में नहीं खड़े रहना चाहिए, क्योंकि वो इजीली एयर के थ्रू बैक्टीरिया को ट्रांसफ़र करके एंड वी कैन ऑल्सो अवॉइड द patient from us, and that will directly contact us. 11.2, how can we prevent the following diseases: cholera, typhoid and hepatitis A? Cholera and typhoid are caused by the bacteria, and hepatitis A is caused by the virus, and this disease spread through contaminated water and food. And to keep this disease from spreading, we should drink boiled water and eat food to keep clean and cook properly. Then let's see question number 5. Name two diseases that are caused by the virus. वायरस से होता है वो पोलियो और हेपेटाइटिस ए। एंड जो वन इम्पॉर्टेंट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक कि वायरस आर एट द बाउंड्री ऑफ लिविंग एंड नॉन लिविंग, दे बिकम ओनली एक्टिव इनसाइड अ सेल। वायरस होता है सभी जगह पे, बट अगर वो लिविंग कांटेक्ट में आए तो वो एक्टिव हो जाता है, वरना वो एक्टिव नहीं है। Some people, some scientists say that there are many viruses under the snow. So due to global warming, जब snow melt हो रहा है, all the viruses will come in the contact with the human body and it will spread all around the world. Okay, sixth question. Ronak liked some cake in open and decided to eat it 2 days later. What do you think will happen to him, and give reason for your answer? There are the chances that Ronak would suffer from food poisoning because microbes would contain the cake by then. Right? जो अगर ओपन में रखा होगा और 2 दिन बाद खाएगा तो 2 दिन में बहुत सारे बैक्टीरिया उसके ऊपर आ जाएंगे, इसकी वजह से उसको फूड पॉइजनिंग हो सकता है। राइट। सो आज के क्लास में हमने नाइट्रोजन साइकिल देखी, उसके क्वेश्चंस, और आज के होमवर्क में कॉन्सेप्ट टाइम नंबर 10 फिलिंग द ब्लैंक्स जो है पूरी, और कॉन्सेप्ट टाइम नंबर प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चन नंबर 10 है वो उसकी फिलिंग द ब्लैंक्स, और कॉन्सेप्ट टाइम नंबर 11 में प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चन नंबर 11 उसमें 11.1, 11.2, 11.5 एंड 6, 3 एंड 4 अभी नहीं किए हैं तो वो नहीं करना है। और ये 5 फिलिंग द ब्लैंक्स 4 क्वेश्चंस एंड 4 फिलिंग द ब्लैंक्स 4 क्वेश्चंस एंड देन 1 नाइट्रोजन साइकिल जो फिगर नंबर सप्लीमेंट्री बुक 13 में दिया हुआ है, द नाइट्रोजन साइकिल फिगर नंबर 33। टेक दिस एज एन होमवर्क। और आज के क्लास में हमने नाइट्रोजन साइकिल देखा, और फिर जो हार्मफुल माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म है जिससे कई डिसीज हो रहे हैं ह्यूमंस में थ्रू ऑल द कॉन्टैक्ट, देन एयर, वाटर, फूड एंड other vectors. Right? So that's it for today. Send the homework before 2 p.m. I hope all you have a nice day. Have a very great day ahead. Thank you all.